when we closed that deal, we went directly to Techstars, to this accelerator program. And we were like, let's try it. Let's see if this is something interesting. We applied and then we were approved. And everyone was like, this is a no-brainer. And was a surprise for us, honestly. And during the program, for us was a game changer because we had the opportunity to pitch to 100 advisors, investors. They have something called the first 2 weeks. It's the mentor madness, which is really great opportunity. For me, it was everything, honestly. And they give us the opportunity to pitch to these 100 investors, advisors, and all these founders. And it's like a speed dating. You have 20 minutes and you have to pitch your idea, and then you receive a lot of feedback from them.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Business of Learning podcast. My guest here today is Marco Benitez, who is the founder and CEO at Rook. My name is João Camargo. I am your host. And Marco, thank you so much for being here today. I'm really excited to have this conversation.
Thank you so much, João. I was super excited to be here. And thanks so much for this opportunity.
For sure. Yeah. And when we first had our conversation, you mentioned, of course, what you guys are all about, so many exciting things that you guys do in helping so many different companies. So why don't we start off with you just telling everyone a little bit more about Rook, who you are, what you do, and who you help.
Yeah, of course. I'm super happy to tell you more about what we are building and also a little bit about myself. I'm Marco Benitez, as you said before. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rook. This is my second startup, even though that we were building different type of companies in the past in Mexico, because I'm from Mexico. I'm from Mexico now, living here in the US, in South Florida. Lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It's really lovely, the place, the weather and everything. But yeah, I'm biomedical engineer. I love the medical devices. I love wearables. I love data. My whole career, our first company was on top of data. So we create an algorithm for hospitals. That was our first endeavor. In fact, my previous co-founder, now it's again my co-founder. In fact, all my co-founders, I know them from the last, 15 years. And with Dan, which is one of my best friends, we know each other from the last 20-ish years.
Oh, wow.
So we were together since college, since university. So we used to live together over there. Now our families are very good. We are like a big family right now. So he has his kids, and I have my own, and it's like a very interesting dynamic between Dan and myself, and of course with my co-founders. That's it. And now, we are building a very interesting company around data, around wearables, around devices, around aggregation, and we can go deep on that.
Yeah, for sure. And talk to me a little bit more about what made this even get started. You mentioned, of course, this is your second startup. What made you decide to start Rook and go after the data in wearables, in technology, all these different medical devices that can be so helpful for people?
Yeah, well, at the very beginning, we have a very different business model. In fact, we start with something called, the company name was Rook Motion. And Rook Motion was a wearable, which is very surprising. We were in the hardware space, and now we are in a data space. So, but it was very interesting because we built two components. One was a heart rate monitor for chest, and the other one was a heart rate monitor, but in the arm. So what's very interesting, we bootstrapped that company in Mexico. We were working with fitness clubs, making a very interesting ecosystem because we were trying to make a customized experience for each client. So basically, we create a big, we showcase in a big TV the effort zone, color burn in real time, everything in real time with our wearables. Was super interesting what happened over there because we saw that the engagement between the coach and the end user was even better because the coach has the opportunity to see in real time everything and try to make different type of directions. Like, hey, Joao, you have to improve yourself. Hey, you have to push better. I don't know, this type of things.
Get the heart rate up, all those things. Yeah.
Exactly. And then when the pandemic hits, that's when everything changed. Pandemic hits and move things from everything from in person to now being in their own home. So what we identify, we start to ask a lot of things with the end users, and everyone has a different wearable. In fact, they want to use their own wearable. And we were like, okay, maybe what we have to do is to start integrating all these wearables in our own platform. And that's what we did. We start to integrate. At the very beginning was the Apple Watch. We create a companion app. Then we integrate Polar, Garmin, and we saw the mess between all the wearables in terms of the data, in terms of the integration part. So it was a really interesting, I would say, discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And then that again move us to another stage, because we were in an event that happened on 2021, if I remember well, or 22. And then in that was super interesting, because I was with the CEO of one big brand of insurance company,
Okay.
and we were in a dinner. These events, sometimes you have the opportunity to meet someone very interesting, and
Yeah.
I was with the CEO of this big brand of this insurance company, and he told me like, hey, what you are doing? And I was, yeah, we have this platform, and we have all these wearables, and we can create experience with the end user and the coach and everything. And he was like, oh my goodness, that's exactly what we are building for the insurance, some policies and some, platforms, or not platforms, some products. They were trying to build like an experience with the end user, and they were trying to integrate the wearables and smartwatches and everything. That
Yeah.
was super curious. And he told me, is there any way I can integrate what you have in your platform in my own platform? Because we were trying to integrate wearables, and it's a mess. It's a
Yeah.
really difficult thing. And we were, yeah, as a very good entrepreneur, I
Yeah.
said, yes, of course, we can do it
Yeah.
immediately tomorrow if you want. And very crazy. And then he told us, okay, if you can do it, I can pay for that. And no kidding, next week we were in another call with my co-founders, with him. We were one, I think 2-3 days before,
Mm-hmm.
after, sorry, that call, we signed the contracts, the pay out from payment to
Yeah.
start building this API.
A week later.
So was interesting.
Yeah.
Was
And
super
interestingly enough, yeah. And that actually led you to kind of the perfect ICP, which you guys are working with right now. Is that correct? Because now it's really
yeah.
helping a lot of these insurance companies to have this implementation through the API that you guys have. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes, 100%. That was happened. It was very curious.
Mm-hmm.
Life is it's life.
Yeah. And how did you guys feel? Because I love that you had that the typical entrepreneur answer of like, can you do it? Or like, yeah, we can do it, but like knowing very well that there's gonna be so much work that has to be done to make it happen. How did you guys how was that week? How did you feel? How did you approach it? What were the stressors? Yeah, what was going through your mind?
Well, a lot of things happen at the same time, because pandemic hit.
Hmm.
The business model that we had before was in crisis, honestly, because a lot of fitness clubs closed and were broke. And I will say that, if I remember well, like 50%, 50% of the fitness clubs, at least in Mexico, closed,
Hmm.
broke. And so was very, very stressful days. And we have a team on those days and everything. And at the same time, this idea, when we closed that deal, we went directly to Techstars through
Mm.
this accelerator program, and we were like, let's try it. Let's see if this is something interesting.
Yeah.
We applied, and then we were approved, and everyone was like, this is a no-brainer, and was a surprise for us, honestly. And during the program, for us, was a game changer, because we had the opportunity to pitch to 100 advisors, investors. They have something called the first 2 weeks. It's the mentor madness, which is really great opportunity for me. It was everything,
Mhm.
honestly. And they give us the opportunity to pitch to these 100 investors,
Yeah.
advisors, and all these founders. And it's like a speed dating. You have 20 minutes, and you have to pitch your idea, and then
Mhm.
you receive a lot of feedback from them. And then that allow us to be like, what there was one advisor, the name is Jared, he is from Germany, and he
Mhm.
told us like, guys, do you see the what you have in your hands right now? You can collect a lot of data, a lot of data. And then at the same time, we were after before the call, after the call, we were like, fucked. Yes, we have something really interesting. At the same time, 1 week later, if I remember well, the FDA approved to use the Apple Watch, a specific biomarker of Apple Watch, to use as medical device. So too many things happened in the same moment.
Yeah.
And then we were all the management team together. We have a very interesting, meeting
Hmm.
in person with a bottle of mezcal in front of us because it was very difficult to take this decision. And
Hmm.
we were like, okay, we need to do something. We can continue with Rook Motion, or we can do a complete new business
Yeah.
in the US, all around the data, all around this algorithm with API and so. And we took the decision that day, and we have that bottle of mezcal signed with everyone. And
Mm.
then when we you know at some point we are going to open that mezcal and take everything. But yeah, it's was a real complicated
Hmm.
decision, honestly, because again, it's like restructure everything from a hardware component
Yeah.
with a software platform to
Yeah.
just being an API, which is in the back end, and
Hmm.
manage all these data.
Yeah.
So was difficult, honestly.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because I think, and you'll probably agree with this as well. So many times, I think in entrepreneurship, there is a period where not a lot seems to happen. We're like, where are the results, or where is this gonna go, or like it seems just dead. And all of a sudden, boom, everything happens in a week, or everything happens all at once, and then we have to catch up. We have to do everything that we can to be able to, of course, make the opportunities count. Have to make those difficult decisions, how to pivot, how to actually strategize, how to move forward, right? So it's awesome to hear those stories as well. And talk to me a little bit more about how people are finding out about you, because I think there's so many now wearables, as you mentioned, that people can use, so many different devices that are available, but being able to utilize that data in the right way, I think, is something that people or companies are oftentimes not very aware of. So how do they usually find out about you guys?
Honestly, it's very interesting because now there is a lot of companies that want to use wearables data. We have
Yep.
some companies that they have already tried to integrate the wearables,
Hmm.
and they have like two or three, and they saw the mess, and that's when they come to us, and they know the mess, and it's like hey, Marco, you have already a company that it's everything around this API.
Hmm.
So you can manage everything better than myself.
Hmm.
So that they already know that they have a problem, and they only are searching for API solution, wearables data. And that's how they come
Hmm.
to me. And
Is usually that's like word of mouth, or them like Google organics just finding you guys.
very organic, Google organic.
Mm,
We have a lot of things organically. The
mm,
best clients that we have are very organic. And of
interesting.
course, we do a lot of outbound and different type of things, but mainly everything it's around organic
Mm,
channels, Google, LinkedIn. It's becoming more interesting. LinkedIn also,
yeah.
and of course, there is another wave of these companies that they have like an idea, and they reach out to us or to me and say like, hey, I want to manage the wearables data, but I don't know how to use it and what kind of things I can implement,
Yeah.
or what type of data do you we can extract.
Hmm.
So we have different type of companies at the
Yeah.
same time, but everyone has the same problem, which is like they want to leverage everything, and they saw the mess, and it's
Yeah.
better come to us and integrate our API, which take like 24 hours, and that's it.
Hmm.
And then they can start using the data. Um, but yeah, it's a mix, a very good mix, I would say.
Interesting. Yeah, and I find that, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. I find that being able to have that trust, or so many people that I speak with as well, they always comment like, "Hey, if there wasn't trust in this relationship, or if we weren't able to build that through a valuable, of course, through the proof of what we have and how good we are at what we do, but also being able to have that conversation, really understanding, not really." I love the quote, or it's like people don't like to say. that you understand. They like to feel understood. So really, when you make them feel understood of what the problems they're going through and how your solution can just simply provide that for them, I think it's always really awesome. Do you think trust is a big part of what you guys do as well?
100%. I think trust is everything. For me, trust is the word in front of everyone. I mean, with my investors, with my team, with my co-founders, with my clients, with my partners, trust is the perfect word,
Mhm,
honestly. In fact, this is one of the most important things for me.
mhm,
Trust, that someone trusts me, that you know, since the first investor that I had, it's like you trust me.
mhm,
It's like a man. You put I don't know how many dollars in my company, in myself, and you trust in me. The only thing I can do is be successful and try to be very open with the communication.
yeah,
And it's like very important. Also, it's this type of behaviors is what our clients love our from our company
yeah.
because everyone has the same culture. It's like
Mm,
trust,
mhm.
trust,
And how
trust.
difficult do you find that to build sometimes?
In terms of what? I'm sorry.
In terms of building that trust, do you find that it can be difficult sometimes, or are you usually
Oh yeah,
it's a seamless process?
at the very beginning you have to create the relationship, right? So it's
Mhm,
like the first customers also experience this problem. Honestly, it's like we are very open. we
mhm,
we tell them the where we are, and I think that's one of the biggest good things that we did before. It's
mhm,
like, hey, we are in this stage. Hey, probably you will have these type of troubles. You are leading with you are with a startup.
mhm,
We can implement very quickly, we can solve very quickly, but you are with a startup. So
mhm.
that helped us at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Right now, it's again, yeah, they trust in us, but we have to be our
Mhm.
product is becoming much better. I mean,
Yeah.
it's much better than the very beginning.
Yeah, 100%. It's also like I love the transparency that you share because I think I actually had a guest on the podcast very recently, and his episode just went out. I think it was about 2 days ago or so. And one of the things that he says is, if you don't know something, just say you don't know. People love transparency, right? People, I think they oftentimes want to be the know-it-all, or like, yeah, I'll take care of it. Just like the usual entrepreneur, like, yes, I know, but sometimes um, that can actually backfire. So being very transparent is like, hey, you are with a startup, all these things. Of course, not the situation you guys are in now, but when you were really being upfront with them so that, hey, oh, actually, this person is not gonna like pull my leg or try to pull the rug from underneath of me. So it's awesome to hear that as well. And what do you think when it comes to unless you have anything to add there?
No, 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 no. I think it's
That's
perfect.
yeah. What do you think is actually I'll ask it this way. I've been asking a question for like 95% of the podcast guests, and I just find that it takes off like the ceiling on the thinking frame. So I'll ask that to you as well. Let's say you had like a magic wand, Marco, and you could just wave this great wand and solve just one thing in the business right now. So maybe a challenge, an obstacle, whatever it might be, something that you can control. Some people are like, yeah, I'll have 1 billion in funding. It's like, yeah, me too. But something you can control, something that's the day to day, that's maybe always knocking on your door, that would allow you to reach all the growth goals that you have, hit all the revenue targets, all those things. You wave the magic wand, this one thing gets solved. What's the one thing that you'd like to solve in the business?
Hmm, that's really interesting. I mean, the problem that we have today is that we are receiving a lot of clients at this point,
Mm,
and we are in execution mode. Um, so it's like we try to work like a clock, you
mm,
know, and it's super important that part. And I don't know. That's a really difficult because I don't think so that we have a problem. It's more like a execution thing.
mm.
Probably, I would love to everyone to have everyone in person. Honestly, I
Right.
I I really I really miss that part was very like magic because that's when the relationship get better with in the culture. We have a very good culture. I will say to you that everyone we don't have too many layoffs or this type of things.
Mhm,
Everyone stick with the company because I think we have a really good culture.
mhm,
Mainly, I will say 70-80% of the company are developers and data scientists.
mm,
And but sometimes it's difficult because we are in different time zones, we are in different countries, we
Yeah.
have people all over the places. We have here in the US, but we have in Canada, we have in Latin America, we have in Latin America, we have all of the places in
Mhm.
from Mexico to Argentina. So it's like uh, if you give me this opportunity, will be like, hey, I want to see everyone more often.
Mm. Interesting. And is that how you guys did it, I guess, back in the day in the beginning?
Yeah, at the very beginning, we were all together in Mexico,
Mm.
everyone, which that's a good thing and a bad thing, because the good thing is that you can see each other a lot, and you can, if you have a trouble or a problem, it's like, hey, Tom, I need your help here. Hey, whatever, right?
Instant
But
feedback.
yeah, but now also these remote thing give us the opportunity to attract the best talent.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter in which country they are,
Mhm.
we can catch that talent and improve the company. So it's a balance, but I will say that
Mhm.
in fact we try to be together one time per year.
Mhm.
We normally go everyone to Mexico, maybe to a big house in a beautiful house where we can enjoy time together, going
Yeah.
to us, with one asado, eat some meat and couple of beers, or we go to the beach
Yeah.
or whatever. We try to be together, but probably that will be like, if I had the opportunity to bring more that experience, that will be great.
Awesome. I like that answer. And then I have one final question here for you, Marco, which is actually not a question from me. It's a question from our last guest to you. And they had no idea who you were. So are you ready for the question? I think this will be an interesting one based on your on Rook. So here it is. How do you plan to keep implementing AI to maintain the improvement of your business?
That's really a good one, because we are using AI.
Yeah.
In fact, it's machine learning. We have a lot of algorithms in our cloud where we can standardize how we clean the data. So we have machine learning AI. And yeah, in fact, this is the type of things that we are doing all the time. And eventually we are going to become more a data science company and bring
Yeah.
more insights and predictions. And that's
Yeah.
with all the data that we have today. So yes, that's top of mind,
That's
definitely.
all you guys are doing. Yeah, this is it. And are you guys actually? I'll ask you one final question here. So maybe a quick lie from me there. But it's interesting because AI is all internal right now. You guys aren't really using it for client acquisition at the moment. Is that
Yeah.
interesting? So it's all the efforts that are happening internally, maintain. Oh, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Right.
you have to be very careful with the AI word. I think
Of course,
it's like a bumper sticker right now.
huge,
Everyone,
huge bumper
so
sticker.
I don't think so. Is the right direction, but yeah, that's how we are using it. But we don't say that we are using AI.
For sure. Awesome, Marco. Thank you so much for your time. This has been an incredible talk. Where should people go if they want to learn a little bit more about yourself, but of course a little bit more about Rook as well?
Thank you so much. I enjoyed the time here. Yeah, all the platforms we are in LinkedIn. You can find Rook, or you can find me, Marco Antonio Benitez Graniel, or you can find us in our webpage, which is tryrook.io. Um, yeah, super happy to connect with anyone who wants to talk about data or wearables. I'm super keen to learn more. So yeah.
100% amazing. I'll of course leave all the links here down below in the description. And if you're watching up until now, you enjoyed this conversation, you want to hear more conversations like this, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you so much, Marco.
Thank you.